Welcome back, SPN lineups, the return of Philly D, and Steve, the fantasy assassin. Steve, you held it down yesterday. Thanks a lot for that. I had stuff to do. Not very important stuff, just schedules conflicting, just like you said. It's terrible. But I'm really proud of what you did yesterday, and a million thanks.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, I appreciate it. I was stuck doing other things I didn't want to do. Back to the show. How's everybody doing? SPN Lineups. Check us out on Twitter at SPN Lineups, Facebook, Instagram at No Limit Fantasy Sports. Check out Crypto Fantasy Sports, where we have our very own tournament, the SPN Lineup Special, where you can win $10 in No Limit coin. It's free to enter. We run it every single day. And there's only one catch. You have to include the player I'll be naming later in the show on your roster and be the highest scoring team, and you win the prize. Yesterday's winner, Adam China, left us a message to call. He was calling his shot. He said, watch out for me today. And he was right. He wins 2 in a row. Congratulations, Adam China. Leave us a comment with your NLC2 address. We'll send you the prize. Steve, take it away.
I know we're the experts, but Adam China's threatening our stuff right now. I don't know. But as far as yesterday goes, I got to be honest. Once I saw Calgary jump out to a 5-0 lead on the Sabres, I kind of lost interest in hockey last night, to be honest. And they ended up winning that one 5-1, and were clearly the team with something to play for, but it was just ugly. It was really ugly. The Flames goalie, David Riddick, he's doing a really admirable job of filling in for Mike Smith, as he had 25 saves on the night.
Yeah, that was a horrible game. I told them halfway through the game, I was like, all right, save some goals for the next game, guys. And they did, so I was pretty happy. The Pens beat the Flyers 5-2. Kessel and Malkin
Yevgeny
had goals. Sherry had 2 for Pittsburgh. Pens are in first place in the division.
Now let's talk about some teams that definitely aren't in first place. That Vancouver-Arizona game, my goalie picked Jacob Markstrom. He had 32 saves to lead the goalies last night, but the Canucks dropped the ball. They lost to the Coyotes 2-1. Clayton Keller, he got back on the board. He should have been our slump buster, but there's just not much to talk about here other than Arizona giving up last place to Buffalo. And since there were only 3 games last night, we really don't have much to fill this segment. So I'm going to talk about my lifelong relationship with the Buffalo Sabres. I started as a young lad when Dominik Hasek was in goal, and it was basically Dominik Hasek's rookie season. So I got used to a very defensive, trappy kind of style of play. And then we came through with the Danny Briere era, and we had some playoff success, but ultimately lost it to Carolina that one year that we had a chance. And for the last decade, it's been horrible. And you know what? We just deserve to get the number 1 pick this year. You have to look at the Sabres. They haven't won a cup ever in their entire existence. Throw us a damn bone. Let us get the first pick. Come on. But that was a big sidebar. So let's get back on track. Philly, what you got for us with tonight's matchups?
Alrighty. Only 3 games last night, but we make up for it with 12 games on the slate tonight. The Sabres and Flyers are on a back-to-back. Philadelphia at Boston. I like this game. What the heck happened with that Philly GM fire? I don't even know. Buffalo at Ottawa. Contending for that number 1 spot at the bottom.
I mean, really, who cares about that game? Except when you're playing fantasy sports, you do have to care about Buffalo at Ottawa, because that could be like a 7-6 game just out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for a 7-goal team tonight, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to talk about Tampa Bay hosting the New York Rangers. I'd say that you can pretty much count on the Lightning getting about 40 shots on goal tonight. The Rangers haven't been as awful as they were on their 8 or 9 game losing streak. I honestly don't feel like fact checking what it really was. It was one of those two. But Tampa Bay, it's just going to be too much tonight. So I'm going to go out on a limb. They're not going to get the shutout, but Tampa Bay is going to win this 7-1.
Yeah, I don't really consider that a limb. I call that a branch, maybe. That's not a very long limb you're going out on. Winnipeg at New Jersey. I'm loving this game. I think this is going to be the game of the night. Maybe not fantasy-wise, but I just think it's going to be a great game. Anaheim at Nashville. Just a bunch of good games tonight. I love it. I'm seeing playoff previews all over the place.
This one's probably not a playoff preview, but St. Louis at San Jose. Joe Pavelski's hot lately. San Jose is usually known for their defense, but the offense is kind of coming together. They made some decent moves at the trade deadline, so we'll see. St. Louis is definitely heading the other way, though they're always dangerous. Keep an eye on Tarasenko and Schwartz tonight.
We got Edmonton going to Long Island to face the Islanders. I'm just looking forward to Connor McDavid tonight. I like him getting a couple points. Definitely some shots, though. He'll have 8 shots. So how many goals is he going to score? That's the question. He might score none, but he could score 6. I like him tonight. Salary probably $8K. I think it's worth it, especially in cash. We got the LA Kings at Washington, 2 high-powered teams that can lose at any time. So I'm actually looking for this game to be under, as were the Edmonton and New York Islanders game. I'm taking the over on that one.
Definitely want to take the over on Edmonton, New York Islanders. Agree with you on the under with the Kings in Washington. They haven't been scoring lately. But what do you got for our slump buster?
Last night's slump buster. Sean Monahan did us proud by getting on the board against Buffalo. But that's like saying LeBron James scored 30 points on your local high school. And I'm not talking about points. I guess the points still count the same for tonight. We're going with William Karlsson. He's pointless in his last 2 games, but he's got 35 goals this year, so he knows how to find the back of the net. Possibly the best expansion pick ever in the history of the NHL. He never scored more than 9 goals coming into this year and has quadrupled in his first year with the Golden Knights.
Loving that slump buster. I'm a big fan of this expansion teams. This is like a storybook year for the Golden Knights. I hope they win the cup. I hope they prove me wrong. But anyways, let's get on to the value picks. And we're going to start off. We got a bunch of guys in center. I'm going to focus on Nico Hischier, 4,900 for the New Jersey Devils. This guy was your number 1 overall pick last year, and the Devils are playing really, really well lately. He's kind of just been... He really hasn't had to do a whole lot for the Devils this year, now that Taylor Hall's kind of taken over. But, man, he's got some talent, and 4,900 is a great price for him. Down at 3,300 for center, I like Victor Rask. I don't even know why. I just have a feeling on him tonight. Put him in your lineup, don't put him in your lineup. I don't care, but he's going in mine. Over on left wing, Nick Foligno, 4,200 for Columbus. I told you before about him being out for about a week and a half with an injury, and since he's come back, he's actually been playing pretty well, but he hasn't really found the score sheet, so I think that's going to happen tonight. And what would an episode be without some Kevin Hayes? Kevin Hayes is still $4,200, and I told you that the Rangers are going to suck, and they're going to lose 7-1, but you know who that one's going to be? It's going to be Kevin Hayes.
Kevin Hayes!
Over on D, we got a bunch of names, a lot of young guys here. I'm going to focus on the two guys that used to be Sabres players, kind of keeping with the theme of my odd relationship with Buffalo over the years. So Braden McNabb, he's a guy that we were told was going to be our power play quarterback of the future, and then we traded him away. And now somehow he's with the Vegas Golden Knights. So he's playing pretty well. He's got a much better opportunity there, and he's probably going to be assisting on some of those William Karlsson goals. And Nikita Zadorov, I don't even really know how you say his name, to be honest with you. I know he's a big, hulking defenseman that we were really happy about being our Chara killer, and we traded him away for Ryan O'Reilly, which, you know, it is what it is. But he's starting to come into his own, and that $3,300 price tag is great. But the biggest thing, now, you guys might notice that I usually don't focus on the goalies. I'm kind of a skater kind of guy. But tonight, it's all about the goalies. Nashville comes into today on a 9-game win streak, which is obviously why John Gibson's price tag is $7,300, because this guy's coming off of a shutout. I mean, a few years ago, he also won the gold in the World Juniors, and that's where I fell in love with him. And I'm taking him tonight. I don't care if he's playing against Nashville. $7,300. Put John Gibson in my lineup.
He will be as low owned as it gets tonight, I'll tell you that. Tonight's SPN lineup special player of the day. Make sure to get him in your lineup for your chance to win $10 in no limit coin. Left wing, 7,700. Alexeyev Etchkin. Alex Ovechkin from the Washington Capitals. Get him in your lineup. Make sure to check out CryptoFantasySports.com. Check us out on Twitter. SPN lineups for the injuries, the news, the updates. Hit the like button because I'm trying real hard to make you like me. Subscribe to the channel. Share the videos. Leave us a comment. Check out all the links below. Good luck, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one, everybody.